And I got to take a moment to shout out my co-host, Joy Taylor. A woman, a black woman, daily show, sports. Do you all realize how hard it is to get into the position that she is in? So often there's misogyny and sexism running rampant in sports, and we don't even care what women have to say in sports. But Joy is not only in the position on television as a woman, as a black woman, but as an opinionist. So not just asking men what they think, but providing her own unique and distinct insight. It's hard to do, and Joy, you have done it. So congratulations. Looking forward to working with you.
Oh, now this is getting spicy now. Now that's Emmanuel Ocho talking and praising Joy Taylor for how great she is to this business, how despite misogyny, she has overcome the odds, and she is, is just like she's almost like a pioneer, right? This is normal in sports. Beautiful women get top roles in sports all the time. But this lawsuit that broke yesterday with this lady who, there was no pictures of her, but now there is, the lady that said Skip Bayless wanted to pay money to have sex with her. Now Joy Taylor, now she put Joy in there, and I missed this yesterday. The only part I had seen in the original article was that Joy Taylor was telling her what's wrong with somebody grabbing you or touching you. What's the big deal? So now further information has come, and this girl is saying that FS1 host Joy Taylor used sexual relationships with ex-NFL star Emmanuel Ocho and network executive producer Charlie Dixon, this creepy white guy right here, to further her career. Now, this is a woman who once was married, but then mysteriously, I mean, at one point she was married, then she was dating a coach from the NBA. I can't remember the guy's name. He coached for the Phoenix Suns for a little minute. She's been kind of passed around. And she's the sister of Jason Taylor. So 37-year-old broadcaster allegedly schemed to protect her job at the network by fabricating sexual misconduct allegations against Dixon. Now, Dixon is the white guy right here. Now, it goes on. It says, Taylor and Dixon and Skip Bayless and Fox are named in this lawsuit. Taylor herself is accused of dismissing this woman's complaints about sexual harassment against Bayless and Dixon and telling them to get over it. Now, this is when it starts coming to a point where they're saying that Joy Taylor slept with this guy so that she could get on Undisputed. And the girl says approximately in May of 2016, Taylor asked if she could have a drink in Santa Monica. And she said Miss Faraji arrived, and she said Miss Taylor was with an older man who is this white guy right here, Mr. Dixon, the vice president. And she said she could tell by her body language that they were in a relationship. You could tell these two people were sleeping with each other. Very provocative behavior. And this is when Undisputed had just started, but Joy Taylor was just a fill-in host at the time. She later on became full-time. So hint, hint, she slept with this guy, and then they put her on full-time. Now she says Mr. Bayless later, now this lady is Skip's hairstylist, and she says that Skip Bayless disclosed to her that he didn't even want Joy Taylor on the show. Skip didn't think she had any value to the show. Skip never really thought the moderator had anything to do with the show anyway. To him, the show was he's the star, Shannon's the star, point blank the end. Skip never cared about who was in the middle. But Mr. Dixon was so over with Joy Taylor, he thought that she could be a star. And at first, Mr. Dixon arranged a dinner between Mr. Bayless and Miss Taylor when she arrived in provocative clothing and acted in a provocative manner. Then she did not change Mr. Bayless's opinion, but somehow she ended up being the star of the show. So with all that power Skip had, this girl was still being pushed on the show. I guarantee you it's the same thing going on with Molly at ESPN. We know she was with Jalen Rose for a minute. Now, shortly after Undisputed success, Joy Taylor was split with her husband. And in August of 2016, this girl said she attended a dinner with Miss Joy Taylor and her husband and Mr. Dixon and his wife. And she says that at the dinner, Joy Taylor's husband was very suspicious and he could tell something was going on. They later on got divorced. Now, here comes Emmanuel Ocho. Now, I didn't even know Emmanuel Ocho was like a made man at Fox. I mean, he kind of came up on the, kind of had his slim pickings. He climbed his way up to the top. But, men, we don't have the luxury where we could sleep our way to the top like this. So as lame as Emmanuel Ocho is, that tongue-tied sucker that he is, he earned it. She knew he was getting the spot. He basically took Jason Whitlock's spot for Speak for Yourself. So she knew Ocho was going to get this TV show. Because remember, she was on Undisputed, then she bounced around, then she was with Colin Cowherd, who ironically isn't in this lawsuit. Then she's on Speak. So Taylor is again being accused of using her sexuality to get on this show in 2020. She says she did not know Emmanuel Ocho, but she could tell they were too romantically involved. This is what the stylist is saying. And Taylor all but admitted to having sex with Ocho and dismissed any jealousy of Dixon. A few months later, after meeting Mr. Ocho at lunch, the hairstylist noticed him in the hallway while at work and says that Taylor also worked at Fox and that Mr. Ocho spoke to Dixon to recommend her to be on Speak for Yourself. Now, since then, that video that I played at the beginning, he took that down. That was on his social media. He deleted that video, ironically, after this story came out. So it's got to be some truth. All of this smoke is there for a reason. And Fox, I mean, this is messy. But yeah, you wonder why some of these pretty, it's a lot of beautiful women that are in high positions in corporate America who are very unqualified. Let's just be honest. They just look good. And it's more than just look good. A lot of them are sleeping their way to the top. It's no different than Kamala Harris. She went from being a random prosecutor to winning a primary and running for president. Come on now. Judge Joe Brown can run you her whole damn transcript. The streets have the transcript. They know what's up. So, I mean, yeah, it's disappointing to see that Joy Taylor would sleep with some creep like that and then another creep in Emmanuel Ocho, but this is business. And, it kind of lines up because she was married. Then as soon as Undisputed kicked off, she was divorced. Then she was with Earl Watson. That's who it was, Earl Watson. She was engaged to Earl Watson, who was coaching in the NBA for a little bit. And then after that blew up, and she's been, I guess, single ever since. So, yeah, Joy it's going to be interesting on Fox today if they even show up to work. But let me know what y'all think in the comments, man. Like, share, subscribe.